Apple's Vision Pro making its debut in Canada today. The company is hoping to revive some slumping sales of its headset. The Vision Pro allows people to sort of enjoy a digital immersive experience. You can watch movies and browse photos. You can also participate in meetings with other users. You use your eyes and your hands as controllers. Some people think this is going to be the next big thing. The headset is not cheap, though. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. It's debuting today not only in Canada, but also in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Patrick O'Rourke is standing by. He is the device's managing editor at Pocket-Lint.com. They do reviews of all sorts of tech devices, and he has been testing out the Vision Pro. Okay, so what do you think?
It's interesting and very impressive. I've used a lot of VR AR headsets over the years, and from like a hardware perspective, by far the Vision Pro is the best that I have tried out. And that's mostly because its internal displays are very high resolution. They have a great refresh rate. It obviously doesn't look like the real world. It's still a display, but it's the closest we've ever really come with a VR AR headset, at least so far.
Yeah, give me a sense, if you can, what you're able to do with this device. And I kind of outlined it a little bit in general, but give us some of the applications here and what people would use the Vision Pro for.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about how Apple's positioning the headset is it's being kind of sold more of a productivity device where you could replicate your Mac's display within this virtual world. You can also use it for watching movies, which isn't exactly productivity, it's still entertainment focused. And you can run just regular like iPad style apps through it. They are taking a very different direction than a company like Meta with its Quest 3, where it's very gaming and entertainment focused. Most of what Apple's showing off is how you can kind of work within this virtual space with a little tiny bit of entertainment, but it's mostly just streaming apps and things like that.
Tell me about the wearability of it. There are some devices that are kind of heavy and they're cumbersome. They
Yep.
can make you feel a bit queasy, but Apple is well known for, very sleek and refined products. Where does this stand?
It's a really nice product, obviously. Like that's what Apple's known for. It is quite heavy. I've only had one on for maybe an hour or so, and when I took it off, I did feel a bit of a sense of relief. It's quite heavy. That said, it's sleek. Its controls are very intuitive. It's very responsive. You alluded to it before, but the kind of way that you look around to control the user interface and then make a pinching motion is super intuitive, and you can catch on to it really quickly. But it is a heavy device, and I would say that similar to other VR headsets that I've tried, it's difficult to vision myself kind of wearing it for longer than maybe an hour or so at a time.
Who's the target market here, Patrick?
That's interesting. I think to some extent, Apple wants developers to buy this thing more than just regular people. Developers and hardcore Apple fans that are willing to shell out the, frankly, kind of off the wall $5,000 price. This is the start of a big journey for Apple, a lengthy journey where they really want AR and VR to become the key thing that they're moving towards. And there's rumors of like cheaper headset coming at some point in the future. And I think that's one of the important things to note is that this is a first generation product. Yes, Apple would love if thousands of Canadians lined up to buy it, but it's also not about sales for them. This is about establishing AR and virtual reality as the next generation of devices.
How challenging is that $5,000 price tag going to be?
It's going to be tough for Apple. I know that sales have been lagging in the US. I expect them to be the same in Canada and in international markets as well, where it's launching. It's especially difficult to sell it when like the Quest is a quarter of the price to some extent. But Apple is offering in-store demos. Anyone can sign up, even if you're not planning to buy it. And I think they're using that as kind of a way to try to sell people on the headset. Let them experience it, let them try it, let them see how much better it is than everything that's out there, and hopefully they'll be willing to shell out that amount of money. I don't know if it'll work, but it's an interesting marketing approach.
Yeah, last question just about the future of this device and future iterations, what you see it doing, where you see it going.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Apple really needs to do is they need to get third-party developers creating apps for the Vision Pro. The iPhone, when it launched, it was devoid of any very useful apps other than the ones that Apple created. That's what they need for the Vision Pro. They need that killer app that gives people a reason to want to invest money in a headset. Because even if a new one launches in a couple years or so, it's still going to cost a fair amount of money. It's not going to be $5,000, but it's going to cost probably 1,000, a little bit more than that. That's what the rumors are. And to convince Canadians to want to go out and buy that type of device, there's going to need to be software. And that's one of the places where the Vision Pro is kind of lacking right now, is third-party compelling software. And now that it's out and it's available in other international markets, hopefully we start to see developers pick it up and create interesting apps for the platform.
Patrick O'Rourke, he is with Pocket-Lint. They do great reviews, and he's giving us his review on the Apple Vision Pro out in Canada as of today. Thanks for this, Patrick. Good to see you as always.
Thanks for having me.